Drivers behind the line, this match begins in 3, 2, 1, Reefscape.
All right, our robots are off in this pre-programmed autonomous period from the code that these teams have been working on for the past 13 weeks. It looks like Technocats has a rare strategy of getting one of those algae off the reef and putting it into that net on the barge. That's not something I've seen a lot in autonomous from our teams here. 3487 is going to follow up their autonomous period with a quick placement of Coral onto the L4. Looks like 45 is going for taking some of those algae off the reef and putting it into their processor. 2 of those algae in the processor activates that cooperation bonus, so let's see if this match will include that. It looks like 3487 is also taking some of those algae off. I believe their mechanism on their robot allows them to take that algae and put it into the net on the barge. This strategy of taking algae off of that reef is something that is really common seen because you have to take it off to place Coral there, but you can also gain points from putting it up into that net. It's 4 points for each algae and then opens up those slots for Corals to be placed in its absence. Over on the Red Alliance, we have a pretty full reef going on. We have L1 with several game pieces on it, and it looks like 292 working up on filling L4. 2171 and 3494 are trying to get some of those med levels filled up. Teams are reaching for a goal of 5 Coral pieces on all of the levels in order to get that ranking point. Unfortunately, we do have a tipped robot on the Red Alliance, but their alliance partners are attempting to help them by nudging them a little bit, and it looks like they're being really creative, using their climber to try and help them flip them over. Let's see what's going over on the Blue Alliance. We have 1024 rapidly going back and forth from that human player station, placing a Coral on that reef. It looks like 45 is still focusing on those algae. We have 2 robots on this alliance that do both algae and Coral, so it's interesting to see how their strategies overlap and interplay with each other. We have under 20 seconds in the match now, just under 10, and teams are making their way up onto those cages. 3494 is trying to get up for the Red Alliance. There's 2, 1. 1024 ended up being up for the Blue Alliance as well at the end of that match. Let's give it a round. They won with a score of 140 to 101. They got slightly more Coral points, a difference of 3, and they had 28 algae points. You really saw that strategy coming into play with 45 and 3487, putting those algae into that net from that match. That really pulled them through over the Red Alliance and earning their team